Hello guys, right now it is 7:10 in the evening London time on Monday the 4th of June 2012. I'm going to do a very quick market review. I know a lot of people are kind of trying to get a sense of where the market is at the moment. So let's have a quick look at things. I'll keep it relatively simple. I'm looking at the dollar index strength here, looking at the daily chart. And it's quite bullish. As you can see, we've broken our recent highs. We've come up to test the next resistance level, and which is of course over here. And the next level through should price this week close up above that. I would expect that it would then run up to the next level, which is approximately 85.47. However, it's been such a bullish move, and it hasn't touched even the 10-day EMA, which is this gray line over here. I'm inclined to think that based on the candle that we're seeing forming today and the fact that it's coming off a resistance level, I would expect that, combined with the fact that we've had such a long bullish move, that we would have a pullback. So that pullback is probably going to happen this week. It makes sense when we look at the other currencies as well. So it's potentially going to come back down to the 10-day EMA, which is also where this trend line is occurring. Alternatively, if it breaks and closes below this trend line, I'm of the opinion that it will then come back down to this support level and touch the 20 moving average. If I look at the weekly, I am still bullish. You can see from the weekly chart we are getting higher lows and higher highs, and we are in this channel, so we'll just have to assess where it is at this point. I'm still bullish. I'm just expecting this to do a pullback, a reasonable pullback. So let's just keep an eye on that. What this obviously means is that if the dollar is weakening, we might find some strengthening on the euro. So let's go have a look at the euro. This is the euro. As we can see, it's doing the same kind of thing. It's bouncing off support, has come all the way back, it's kind of touched the 10-day moving average. Again, my expectation is if we draw this trend line in, I really should change my preferences, colors. Let's change this one to gray. So this dark line, let's thicken that up a bit. This line coming down, price is now coming up to touch that level, which makes sense. I would believe if it closes into this channel, it'll probably go up to the top to touch the 20 moving average. The thing to watch is whether it breaks this previous high, and of course breaks this trend line down. So the charts are kind of indicating that the markets have started trending after a while. I would lean 60% to say that it's probably going to bounce at the 10-day moving average and carry on. The same with the US dollar. However, 40% allows for the possibility that it's done such a move that it actually has to pull back further. So I would then expect it to move back to the 20 moving average on the daily chart. So I'm bullish on cable at this point until I see more information. I'm sorry, bullish on euro and bearish on the US dollar, at least for the next couple of days till I see what happens with those channels. Cable, we've got a low test here of support. Interesting to see. Has done quite a move. Is still inside this channel. I'd like to see what happens here. I'd like to see this. It has already touched the other side, so now we'll have to see what this does. Be watching to see if this thing moves. If the bars over the next few days close into this channel and then work their way up, probably at that point then to touch the 20 moving average. So that's also showing potential signs of reversal. I think the key will come when it breaks the high of this low test bar. So let's keep an eye out for that. Potentially place an alert. For those of you who've never used this, it's quite cool. You want to this low test, it would be very interesting to, if I'm not paying attention to the chart, to see if an alert gets triggered to let me know that this high has been broken, which obviously would confirm that price action is now in this channel and probably going to go across to the other side. So what you can do is you can right mouse click, place your mouse pointer a certain distance above the high of that bar, right mouse click and choose set alert from your menu, and then of course make a comment to say apply alert to all layouts and just say cable broken high of low test bar on daily. Go bullish up to next level, next support resistance level. And it's a good idea to put a message in there, because you often get an alert and you have no idea why you set an alert. So just it's like that piece of string on your finger. It's better to actually do a description of what you want, to place that there and then move on. Swiss franc, same thing, already rejected the level from Friday. We had a pretty vicious non-farm payroll news announcement. That's the one you really do have to watch out for. US clients and Canada clients that are entering onto income power swings, certain types of trades or income generators in the UK. Fridays are probably potentially after that news announcement has come out, should just reevaluate where price action is on the chart, and then should consider they could place a trade after that. However, I'd probably wait a day to see what Monday's bar closing is. Very interesting, very nice and bullish, bouncing off the 10-day moving average. Probably going to come down. I suspect it actually has touched that level, and it's probably going to come back down and probably bounce off support here. However, let's just have a look. We might already find. Just go and see if I'm missing a level here. No, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see if there's something else happening. No. Happy with all those levels. Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, so yep, that's interesting to see what happens. Price will pull back, go along. Again, we're just seeing pullbacks across the board. Let's see what the yen is saying. Interesting one. The yen has hit a very interesting level here, support level, which you can see while we were getting warnings of intervention. For those of you who aren't really familiar, the problem is that Japan is an export country, and so it does value it doesn't want to become too expensive. Obviously, one of its biggest clients being the US dollar, so the exchange rate it feels right now that the country feels that it needs to protect its currency against the US dollar in order to make sure that US customers can still afford effectively to buy from Japan, and since that's their biggest customer. So there's a lot of this a lot of the chaos that's occurred here in the past has been due to a threat of intervention, and this is something that's going to crop up again once we get into this channel. However, at this point the yen is looking as though it's still going to strengthen against the US dollar, but in terms of the charts it's looking bearish. So if we again move and close into this, especially if we break this low, I have reason to believe that we will attempt to go down to this level, but I do warn you to be very careful with your stops. If we do get a random intervention like we have over here and over here, you want to make sure that the most you lose is 1%. So just be aware of that, but until such time you might as well just follow the charts, trade it short. Australian dollar, incredibly bullish on this one. Lower highs, lower lows, broken through this. We've broken this previous low over here. We haven't closed into this channel here, so if we do, obviously I'm bearish down to 9390, which is probably 9400, probably closest to the round number there. And it's really just watching that. We've just hit this little kind of messy patch over here. Let's see what happens if it decides to break and break into the channel above and then work its way back up to potentially a soft resistance level over here, probably there, and it would touch either the 20 or the 50 moving average. We'll have to just kind of wait and see what happens there. Again, based on what we've seen with the Swiss cable, euro and Aussie dollar against the US dollar, everything looks as though it's potentially wanting to reverse, at least temporarily, just do a phase pullback as part of a natural retracement. So let's just be cautious. Those are phase 2s, so be careful if you're a beginner trader. If you're a master trader, you'll know exactly what to do in this particular case. You'll be able to trade up to the next level. Just something to be cautious of, making sure at least that your 4-hour and 1-hour charts have the 50 moving average in the right place in relation to the 200 moving average to make sure you are on the right side of the market's move. Next, let's just have a quick look at gold. Gold bounced off a relatively solid support level, which was down here. And has immediately moved all the way back up. In the most up-to-date, we have broken the recent high, so we have higher lows and higher highs, so we are bullish by definition. We seem to have come up and probably touched this level. I don't know if that's something. I was pretty happy with where that line is. So it would be interesting to see if price is going to pull back, touch the 20 or 10, and then proceed onwards. But at this point, it is showing bullish tendencies. If it closes up into this channel, I'm bullish up to 1675 is probably the nearest round number. So you should be looking, aside from just watching where the bar is today, you should be, for the next week or so, you should be looking for entries to go long. So you would be looking for high highs and high lows on the 4-hourly and hourly charts to confirm that price is probably going to go up. Just be careful of trades around these levels, but if price breaks and closes above 1635, nice and solidly, I would go long to 1675. So that's gold. Then let's just have a look at some of these stock indices. S&P continues to be bearish, has come down to a support level. We've done a phase 1 and a phase 2 retracement. We've done another phase. If we, again, very simple, if we break and close below 1266 at this point, I'm quite comfortable to trade the short down to 1217. FTSE, again, lower highs, lower lows, broken the recent key low. We should actually have a good run down to this level, but I've put in a temporary level that we appear to be bouncing off support here. I'm pretty comfortable. We're still creating, we've got a higher high here, technically speaking. If we just examine the recent bars, we have got a higher high over here. This does break this one. However, we have a new low. So I'm inclined to think that we just need to see price action close below, I think below this level, close below there. Especially if it breaks that, I'm bearish down to the next level. So I'm watching to see what happens. If at any point price bounces up and breaks the high, technically because we have a high here, a new high, and a new low, we're in a bit of disarray. So if price breaks that high again, I would then look to be bullish up to the next level. So hopefully that won't happen this week and we get time to have a look at it. The Dow Jones, nice and bearish, just broken through, very strong support level, previous resistance level. So I'm bearish down to 11,900, let's just say. So we've got some room to go. So I'm bearish at this point. We're seeing bearishness across the board. NASDAQ, same thing, coming down, touching, just about to touch previous resistance level. Let's see what happens. If it breaks below that, obviously we're going to look more and more bearish. So just be aware of that. We're getting lower highs, lower lows. Let's just see what happens with that. Bearish on that, you should be looking for shorts. Russell 2000. We have broken previous resistance levels. We're now short, bearish as well. There is a potential soft support resistance level where we are right now based on this this period over here. So we'll be watching that, but predominantly I'm quite bearish. We've got pretty strong moves down. Let's see if it closes below that and carries on. I'll be looking for shorts at that point. That's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully that kind of orients your position for the next few days. If anything changes drastically, well, obviously we'll all see it, and then we can reassess it. Just keep an eye out on those high highs and high lows, making sure that if you are going short, whether it's a sniper or a pivot trade, or even a snapback, just making sure that you're going, obviously picking the ones that are going snapbacks. You should be doing ranging charts anyway. If you decide to do a snapback on a trending chart, you should be going with the trend. So if it's long, you should only be doing buying snapbacks. Yeah, otherwise make sure that your 4-hourly and your hourly are doing high highs and high lows. If you're buying, and if you're selling or going short, they're doing lower highs and lower lows. That's crucially important. And then just check at which point of the phase you're in. Otherwise, I will chat to you over the next week. There's one last thing that I wanted to add, which is just to show people. This is an example of what my daily agenda normally looks like, and I just wanted to show you that I can see 2 different time zones. So, for example, a client of mine, any of my clients that are overseas, I would get their local time, so 7:45 in the morning in Canada versus 2:45 in the afternoon. Yeah, this just gives you an indication of what I see on my side. So that's how I'm normally able to time my stuff up with yours. At any rate, happy trading, and yep, and let's see how everyone does this week. I'm hoping to see some good results.